What is up, everybody? Terry back on the Ground Up podcast with my good buddy and business partner, Roy Mangrum. Roy, how you doing?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Well, we're doing all right. So we have a whole live studio audience behind you.
Yes, of one person.
One person. We're coming to you today from the new NFM studio.
It's an office, right?
/office /
There's an
penthouse.
Office on the other side of this.
Yeah.
Yes, we are on the third floor.
Yeah, the call center is on the other side of the partition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're glad to be back in front of the microphone. We are in the thick of it right now. Yeah, you should probably pull that thing close.
Yeah, I'm like talking. It was
over there by Ezra.
Yeah.
Ezra, your job is to make sure that microphone doesn't drift.
He can hear. Can you hear me? So, we're good.
All right, he gave a thumbs up. We're good. So yeah, we're in the thick of it. We're in the heat of expo season right now. So I wanted to spend some time talking about that today. But before we do that, let's do a quick pulse check. How you feeling, Roy? That about sums it up.
My check. No, I feel good, man. I'm excited. We're booths are. We're pretty much at the end of almost sold out.
Yeah.
Ticket sales are going nuts, and it's not even ticket sale time in Nashville because Nashville is a very last minute.
They are a very last minute city.
Very last minute. Typically, like the last 2 weeks is just my phone. The notifications are crazy, but it's already ahead of schedule. The events, as I talk to the event promoters, they're almost sold out with athletes.
Let's go. That's a big deal.
It's going to be a big time.
I love it. So feeling good.
Feeling good.
We're in that home stretch. It doesn't mean we're out of the woods with work. This is the time when we're like trying to get schedules done, layout done. This is the crunch time for getting things organized for next year. So with all the excitement of this coming up, we're still trying to be as prepared as we can for letting everybody know about the days and times and all the stuff for next year too.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm starting to get excited.
Yeah, that's true.
Sliding out of because there is a lot of pressure to try to get booths sold and try to talk to would-be vendors because there's a lot of trepidation.
Sure.
So a lot of worry, a lot of ROI concern.
There's a lot of worry in general.
Sure.
With everything these days. So
fair statement.
I totally get it. As a business owner, I totally get it.
Yeah. So we wanted to address some things. So this video or podcast is going to be a little bit more geared towards how to event well. Yes, the expo is what we're overarching talking about, but for any business, if you don't know how to table at an event and to walk away winning, that's what we want to talk about. Because this is a podcast for the entrepreneur. This is about the nitty gritty. This is not about the polished stuff. This is about how to do the little things well and with some sort of repeatability. So with that said, Roy, there's a lot of rebuttals in the world of sales, and this is sales. So for us,
sure.
Oh, geez, watch that microphone. What are some of the things that you're hearing from folks? In this, I know this is a two-sided coin for you because you, Barbell Voodoo, do a lot of events. And if you don't know about Barbell Voodoo and what Roy does, check out the last podcast because that one was awesome.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun hearing you guys' story and how you and Jeremy work well together. So yeah, shameless plug to go back and listen to that one.
Go listen to that.
But yeah, from both sides of that coin, what are some of the things that you're hearing from people as they're trying to get signed up for the expo?
Honestly, at this point, I'm not really hearing any objections at this point.
Yeah.
It's people see the value in it. The numbers don't lie, right? Data doesn't lie. We know what the number of attendees we had last year. Now it's a 2-day. Doesn't take any Alabama math to figure out. There's more people going to be there.
What's Alabama math?
That's just, I don't know. I say it all the time. I don't know what it means.
I caught a fish this big.
My county school math.
County school.
But, yeah, it's going to be bigger. You go from 4 events last year to 7 events this year. Just the sheer number of athletes is almost going to be double. So a lot more people. So the example I was going to give you is a personal experience I had from 2 weeks ago, last week. Who knows? Was it last week? I told you I went to the thing. Anyway.
Oh, it was last week. Yeah, it was
last?
It was a weekend ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so a week ago. Typically, when we go do an event for Barbell Voodoo, it's relational to the dollars you sell day of.
Sure.
Right? We pay X to go to this event. We sell this much day of. Move on to the next one. That's kind of how it works. For our custom apparel side, affiliatetees.com.
Link below.
Link below.
Show copy.
So we actually did something different. This was the first time we tabled at an event that was not a competition. So it was a Gym Accelerators event. There was 146 gyms represented. And, we set up a table and literally I had nothing to sell. What I was doing was I had an offer that was 20% off your first custom order for your gym, and I had a reason to order. So if you're just like, hey, we print custom tees. Well, if you don't need custom tees.
Right, yeah.
So we were like targeting Memorial Day Murph, which is tons of people do the Murph with a custom tee. Here's 6 templates. We'll customize it with your gym name, whatever color print, whatever color shirt. 20% off that order, $9.60 a piece out the door. No minimums.
There's so much to unpack here.
Okay, let me finish. So
I want to stop you already.
So as they're coming up, they're like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Right? Looking at our offer on the screen. We'd pull it up, let them see it. I'd get their email address. I'd put it in the system. I'd forward it to the artist. The artist would have, like on Thursday, the people that signed up on Thursday night had a proof. Friday night had a proof.
Wow.
So it was cool. And then we got 58 orders out of just tabling the event.
That's incredible.
So when I went into it, I'm like, okay, if I have 4 orders out of this at what I know the average would be, if I get 4, I broke even, and I got email addresses. And that's how I was looking at it, because the email addresses I can market to them for 4th of July shirts, Christmas shirts,
List goes on.
List goes on. So that's how I looked at it, was filling the funnel that I can market to the rest of the year. And now if I get 4 out the door, because I like to break even, right? At least break even.
Right.
But no, we got 58, and then we ended up with 142.
That's incredible.
Email address. So it's 4 people we didn't get, which drives me nuts because I don't know which 4. but we got 142 out of the
It's probably like the
146.
4 organizers of the event.
Yeah, I don't know.
The janitor.
Yeah. But it was cool to get that and see that, and then see the orders come in, and just everybody like, oh my God, I don't have a tee. And that's one thing we really saw, and we're seeing more as we're starting to market the custom side. As we're talking to people, nobody's like has a shirt guy. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, let's be the shirt guy. Let's help them out.
Yeah.
So referencing that a long way back around to how you go to an event at like the expo,
Right.
and get the most bang for your buck, even if you don't have anything to sell that day.
Yeah. So we're going to break all of this down, because you did so many things there that it's very easy to miss. One is you put yourself in a place that was hyper-focused, right? Very niche down to your customer base, which is one really, really important thing. Even though you're not tabling at that event like you would normal, because you guys go huge, and you got merch everywhere, moving around. You got music playing, and it's an experience. And you're in and out of that experience quickly when you're shopping. So you guys execute that really well at these giant, these big expos. This is a conference.
Sure. Yep. Exactly.
But the difference is you're hyper-focused to gym owners. So you went in. So that's number one. Niche down. Like, what event can you go that's kind of niche down to your target demographic? And if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I don't know, the expo feels like a lot of tourists, a lot of people coming in from out of town. we've got the data on that, right? What's the average amount of out of towners?
Oh, now you're gonna maybe do like 11%.
11%.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you
Which
get
this year, after the fact, we're going to tell you percentage per city,
yeah, there you go.
which is going to be really nice.
We're going to have it.
Some new
We're going to have
software.
even more data on it this year because I've heard that one a lot.
Yeah.
Even just this week. So 11% is crazy. So if you end up with someone on your email list from Connecticut, you're going to have that from time to time.
Yeah.
And that's not a big deal. That's not a reason to not come. So hyper niche down. Let's go there. Second is you created an offer, and I want to spend a little time on this. You created an offer that fit that demographic, that expo, that event.
Yeah.
And talk about your offer one more time, just in case people missed it. What'd you offer?
Yeah. So your first time placing a custom order with us for your custom tees business, whatever, you got 20% off.
Right.
And to give you a reason to order, we provided templates. So, okay, you're like, hey, I don't sell shirts. Okay, got it. Let's say you have a cryotherapy business. Okay, so you let's put an expo package together.
Yeah.
The expo package is 5 visits for X. Okay, if you sign up today, we're going to give you 15% off that. Or if you sign up for our monthly subscription, you're going to buy 10 months, get a month free, or whatever.
Sure.
But you have to have an offer. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to buy the offer that day, but if people are interested, right, they give you their email address. I'm going to think about it. I'll get back to you.
That's the warm lead that goes in the funnel.
Yes.
Right.
And you continually market to them.
Yeah.
And they're not in the market. You know what? I got some aches and pains. I need to
try this out. Right.
That cryo person from the expo, I get an email from them every Monday. Let me book a visit.
Yep. That's it. So that's a great example.
Yeah.
Cryotherapy is a good example. Let's do a couple more for the good people at home. What would be a good one for very easy, a gym? What's a good offer for a gym?
I mean, same thing. Get people in the door. Hey, I'll give you your first
like an intro pack.
When I was a kid, I'll never forget this. My entry into powerlifting was this exact thing. At 15 years old, my mom it was a free 2-week pass. And why is it not 1 week? 1 week isn't enough to create a habit.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14 days to create a habit. It's a genius move. I didn't even realize that when I was a kid. But it was a free 2-week pass. I went for 2 weeks. And then, I'm a kid at 15 years old. I make, a joke for money. But I found a way to pay that $30 a month for that gym membership at 15 years old.
That's wild.
Because it become that important. Same thing for, a gym these days.
Yeah.
And granted, it's not going to be $30. I get it.
Sure.
But you give somebody a free 2-week pass. You've got them in your marketing system now because you have to collect all their information. You can text market them. You can, email market them. You get them in. Okay, let's say, you don't get them.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a referral at that point to another person who would join. But it's collecting that information. That's the number one key. They may not be buying. They may come you give them the 2-week visit and they may only come once or whatever.
Right.
Because it's just not the right time. But then going into summer, going into fall, they're getting ready for a wedding, right? Oh, I got to get in shape. I got to wear that tux that I haven't worn for 2 years. I got to drop some LBs. Oh, I see such and such gym is still sending me 20% off to join now coupon.
Right.
Let me go ahead and let me jump in.
Yep. In the funnel.
Here's a good example of this. We had a vendor that last year was I guess it was a condo or apartment downtown. I may have brought this up on the expo.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And they said, "Hey, we didn't get any sign-ups," which I mean, at an expo, again, you're there for leads.
Right.
People are not going to lease an apartment for 12 months, 24 months, at an expo.
No, this is a funny
They're-
thing.
You're not going to sign that lease.
You're
there.
going to want to tour that.
Yeah. So that was the thing that was said. And I was like, hey, I get it. I hope you got some leads. Yeah, I may have got a couple, but I don't think anything come of it. Literally, I see an interview, you interviewing somebody, and what did she say?
She said, her whole thing, we've posted this, and I've actually tagged them in the post, that the expo was life-changing for me. I'm at Major Family Chiropractic. I
Yep.
go there regularly now. This is a student from Belmont
Yeah.
who was there to compete.
Yep.
And I ran into this really cool apartment company, and that's where I live now.
Yeah. I'm like,
Right.
that's how it works.
It's how it works. Yeah, that to me was a wild story. When you told me that after I did that interview, I was like, I'm going to tag him. So
Not good. I'm glad you did.
I don't know if they ever saw it, but I think so. There's something, and a few episodes ago, we did one with Elite Mobile IV.
Mm-hmm.
What we told him for his offer should be a smaller bag, because that one's a little bit different. Sometimes you need to recognize where you're at in your business. Like if your business is a little more complicated, cryotherapy could be a good example of this. So could some of the like the semaglutide and some of the guys that are doing those type of businesses that are set up at the expo. Your business, if it requires education, right, and you've already signed up for the expo, well, you can start educating now, tagging the expo, getting in their stories, getting shares on that, start building that hype, but also put those pain points on a banner, so that people you're gonna take away some of those fear factors that will invite them to your booth, so that you can strike up a conversation, so that you can get them that information. So find a way to deliver that information in a digestible way, quickly, because there's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's very important. And know that you're an education-based business.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. If you're not selling an actual physical product, like a gym membership, a T-shirt, or a bottle of water, and you're selling something that people need to understand first, then you need to come ready to do that. And that could look like a banner, a TV screen, running something on it.
Figure out the old elevator pitch.
Yep.
Right. One of the best things I did, my business mentor, when I first got a business mentor, was at this retreat, we had to stand up, I forget how many seconds, to pitch our business.
Yeah.
And they would just rip you apart, which was the greatest thing. Like, it made me so mad. I was so mad. But I learned,
Oh, sure.
like, how to pitch my business, going from the first floor, like here at our office, first floor to the third floor. I got you on there. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you got a spot here too? Oh, yeah. What do you do? Oh, well, I own a T-shirt company. We make the most fantastic T-shirts found anywhere on the internet.
That's beautiful.
Now you're like, well, what does that mean?
Tell me more.
There you go.
Yeah.
So same thing with that. But yeah, you got to real quick,
Simplify
quick
it.
hit,
Yeah.
draws them into the conversation. If you just stand there and you rattle on for sentence after sentence after sentence, people are tuned out. There's too much going on.
Yeah, it's very fair. And know your demographic. So let's go knowing your demographic first, or we'll add that to this. Knowing your demographic when you're talking about the Music City Fit Expo, specifically for the expo, it's pretty diverse, right? We can say that you for sure are going to run into a CrossFitter and for sure going to run into a bodybuilder, but there'll be everything in between. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get the yogi, you're going to get the runner.
Sumo wrestler.
Sumo wrestler, that's for sure going to happen.
They're there.
The strongman, everybody's walking around this thing, and then you just have people who like to work out, or as I like to call them, are fit curious.
Yeah. That's good.
That want to come, and see what all the hype's about. They want to take in all of the oohs and ahs and all the competitions and all those types of things. So for us, if you're listening to this and you're activating at the expo, you get to know that you're really getting the gambit of people. So there's got to be somebody in that diversity that wants to consume what you're selling. So know that, understand it. We've got the numbers, the data to back it up. If you don't believe us, email us and we'll show you.
Yeah, there you go.
We track. So once they get to the booth, Roy, once they came to your table at this conference, you had a value proposition for them. And that value proposition was that template. And that template, I think, is really, really cool because it does two things. One, it makes it very easy for them to see
Visual.
their name
Yep.
in a design. Two, it's like a flash tattoo at a tattoo shop. It's how you, for y'all, it's efficient. The template's already made. All I got to do is swap out a name or swap out this or swap out that, and then we can print this and we can deliver it with efficiency. And what that does, that's the value proposition. And it actually, for y'all, is what's cool about it is that it worked very well and there was a purchase involved. A lot of times there isn't a purchase involved. You're going to give them a value of when you sign up for my email list, you're going to get this ebook that tells you how to lose 20 pounds in 45 days.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's a process they'll have to go through, and then in order to actually for them to find the value in the data, they actually have to read it and then apply it. That what you put together was, I think, genius in the sense that it's so easy and so efficient and visual.
It's visual, and they're like, oh, I do need those shirts, right?
Yeah.
I do need Murph shirts. I don't know how to come up with a design. Well, here, I just gave you 6.
Right.
So that just, it takes, what's the possible pain points? What's the possible roadblocks? Eliminate those up front, and then people just, oh, cool. Here's my email.
Right.
Here's my name. Here's my gym name. And then the ones that don't because honestly, we would get flooded. Like when they would come out of a session, we'd have like 3 deep or 3 wide at the table, and it's just me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to go, and there'd be people. I saw a couple people that come up and they couldn't get in, so just reach in and get my marketing material.
Nice.
It was like a little 4x6 card with literally everything I'm telling everybody, and my business card attached.
So
And there was several people that would get that, and then, hey, I didn't get to talk to you at the.
I love this. I love this on every level. You guys have become like magicians with this stuff.
No, I just when you need. I mean, there's a lot of things we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Automation, or automating and trying to make things as seamless as possible, is like my quest at this point.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to take every problem and just let's solve it. Let's solve it before people know it's a problem.
In that's like behind the scenes with you and I. That's what we try to think all the way through for the expo week, and then the actual expos. Try to be ahead of all those problems. Try to meet them head on before they actually are problems. So what I like again about this is that it's across the board, right? Like you're saying the same thing. So pay attention to this part because this is the most important part. People are going to come and they're going to window shop, and the reason they're window shopping is because there are several emotions that are stopping them from making that purchase. 1, fear of it being expensive. 2, well, they don't have the thing for me. Like it's not personalized, right? I would say 3 is, does it really work? Can you really help?
Yeah.
Right? If those are 3 very generic ones that could probably fit just about any business. You're in your business, you're listening to this, those pain points, or you should.
Yeah.
If you're 3 or 6 months in, you should know these pain points. Have those answers. Like have the answers from the pitch. If you're getting to talk to somebody, to the marketing material, if it's sitting on the table, to the banner that's behind you, it's on the top of the QR code when they scan it to enter in their email address. It's across the board, and you did that, and I think that's a huge win. So when you're locked up and you can't say anything, here you go, take time.
Well, it's like having a focus group, right? To figure out any business owner you've heard the no, right? Just write down what the no's are,
right?
And then go through. Okay, I'm going to give 3 solutions to each no. You are bettering equip yourself every time somebody says, I can't afford it. Well, let's look at what it really cost.
Right.
Not what your perception of what something's going to cost. Same thing with the expo. Like, if somebody goes, oh man, $500 for a booth or whatever, $750 for a booth, that's just so expensive. Cool. What if I gave you $1,400 for $750? Would you do it? Well, yeah. Okay. Well, let's figure out how to make $1,400.
Right.
Or let's figure out how to make $1,500. Whatever the number is,
whatever
right?
the number is.
But sometimes it's paralyzing right? To go through that process, you're thinking of the emotion of, oh, it's going to cost me X.
Mm-hmm.
I do it too. Like I did it for this event.
Right.
I was like, I forgot. Maybe it was $1,000 or something to do the event. I was like, God, it's $1,000. I'm about to pay taxes. Really don't have an extra $1,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. You know, I'm glad I did, but I did it, and I was like, already kind of had my plan of how I was going to execute, and I knew what my threshold for success was.
Sure.
If I get 4, I'm a winner.
And I think that's a good point to bring up, is that you become very practiced in it. So
Oh, yeah.
it's easier to make a decision because you're doing it for just about everything. And that's what calculated risk looks like, right?
For sure.
And if you're a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, you're a visionary or you're a dreamer, you've got big ideas, right? Those ideas get stopped because at some point you hit the wall of business that, well, you've got to pay bills, right? And all the vision in the world, no one's paying you for the vision. They're going to want that to turn into a product that they can consume.
Yeah.
So get practiced at it.
Getting there.
Yeah. Know your numbers. Know the lifetime value of your client.
That's it.
Those are really, really important things. They mitigate risk. And as much fun as it is to be the risk taker, it's not fun when you're out of money.
Yeah. No.
So,
Bad plan.
Yeah. And these events are designed for a win-win for everybody all the way around. And I think people forget that.
If it wasn't, we wouldn't do it every year.
Yeah, like we do have a core purpose. Our purpose is to make Tennessee a healthier place. Our purpose is to bring together businesses to collaborate on that massive vision that we have. Because after Tennessee, then it's, well, if we can do it regionally, let's do it for the next surrounding states, and on and so forth. And we actually have that plan. We're working that plan together in various different ways. That's what you're buying into, and with your buy-in means you get to the overarching mission. There's you're affecting that change on that, on that larger level, city level, then state level. So that's really cool. That's how we're collaborating. We're now collaborating, right? They're collaborating with us in that way. Good news is also you're going to spend a little money, but you should make that money back over the next 12 months.
You should make it back over the next month.
Well,
to be honest.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But for some of y'all out there where this is your first event or this, like, you're short-staffed or whatever, like, there are reasons, there are potential roadblocks for them to be able to do that. But at minimum, you should be able to make it back over the next 12 months. If you do it really, really well, you'll make it back before the end of the weekend.
Yeah. You got to have a follow-up plan.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key. If you don't have a follow-up plan, it's probably going to take 12 months to make the money back.
Sure.
If you have a follow-up plan, great example. I said I got 50. Did I say how many orders I got out of the thing? I don't know if I did or not.
I don't know. You told me orders. You told me how many email addresses you got.
Yeah. Well, obviously, only got a third in orders. It was 50 orders,
Right.
58, whatever it was. So that meant roughly, Alabama math, 100 people did not get anything
Right.
that day. Cool. I've got their email addresses. I sit there and collected them. We talked about it, 142. I'm going to market to them. Hey, did not get to connect with you at the Gym Accelerator event. What an awesome event. I had such a great time. Since I didn't get to talk to you, I did want to extend this offer to you as well as the other 58 that took us up on the offer. 20% off. Here's the templates. Here's my email address. Here's my cell phone number. I can't wait to engage.
Yep. And if you follow that up with, here's what the 50 people that bought, here's what they're saying about their experience.
Yeah, sure. They're excellent. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you deliver, you throw in there some testimonials too, and you're for sure going to drive it home.
Yeah.
And you can capture that. Sometimes you can capture that on video at an expo.
Yeah.
Like,
oh gosh, yeah.
If you're thinking about it, if you're planning correctly, and I want to get into that a little bit more, like day of the event, what does it look like? But we'll do that right after this break. And we're back.
Terry, it's much brighter in here.
It is much brighter in here. Someone decided to turn the lights on, which is smart because we didn't think enough about it to do it in the first place. So good job, Ezra.
Yes. Lighting director.
Lighting director and podcast producer extraordinaire. So at the expo, what are the top 3 things people should not do?
Oh.
Curveball.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I know one of the ones that you're going to say right out the gates.
The tent. That's one of my
Not
pet
do?
peeves. Yes.
You don't like the 10 by 10 tent?
Here's why.
Oh, go ahead.
We're indoors.
That's true.
There's a caveat. If the tent is lit underneath, I don't have a problem with it.
Fair enough.
If the tent is not lit underneath and you sit in the back corner of it, it looks like an abandoned house. Right? Nobody's home. It's not engaging.
You're not wrong.
It's not engaging.
No.
When you're at an indoor event, you should always do open, do backdrops instead of the tent, backdrop for your branding. It makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
Try that. That's become my number one here recently.
I'm gonna say.
What's
I
the
didn't
one
see
you
that
thought
one coming.
What's the one you thought it was going to be?
Well, sitting at the booth.
Oh yeah,
Because you guys like at Barbell, you don't.
no
there's
chairs
no chairs,
allowed. No chairs allowed.
which is brutal, but it works.
Well, until you're used to it, it's brutal.
That's true.
Yeah. If you get out of practice like I did and went and did an event, I was like, oh, that's a stupid rule. Who's the idiot come up with this rule?
So I knew that one, and then
Yeah.
I think the third one, we probably both could agree on this one, is leaving your booth and not coming back, like meandering, which I see people do, which I don't think is. I mean, obviously you got to go pee and you want to grab a bite to eat, but
Yeah.
at a big event, you should have 2 people
Last year,
so that you can make that happen. Because
last-
networking is important.
yeah, last year there was a vendor who I went by their booth to introduce myself no less than 4 times.
That's crazy.
I never got to introduce myself.
That's wild. Yeah.
Now, did they have a good experience? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I didn't get to talk to them.
Yeah.
I couldn't, you know what I mean? But we walked around. I met probably 90% of the vendors.
You did better than I did.
Well, some of it was putting out fires, but
It is one way to weed
but the
people.
rest of the time, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Anything, you like everything? Everybody's over the moon. Right. We talked about that at the end. Like everybody was so happy. But yeah, if you're not in your booth, you for sure cannot engage.
It makes it really hard to sell stuff.
It makes it real hard to get in a conversation and tell anybody about what you're doing.
Yep. It seems so simple, yet
It's
it
so
can
difficult.
It can be difficult. And I would also say make sure that you're putting someone behind that booth who is enthusiastic. We've seen that happen before where the business owner will hit us up the following week and be like, hey, man, we didn't get anything out of that. Anytime we've actually had a refund request, which has been like maybe 2.
We've had 2 in 5 years.
Yeah, which is an amazing amount of time. One of them was because somebody, they were mistold how the event was going when we saw the fact that their staffers were sitting down on their phones the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's a no-go. Like, don't.
And oddly enough, the photographer had caught it on it.
Yeah, we actually had it on film.
we sent him
So be
pictures.
aware. There's lots of cameras.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
We're the Expo CIA over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course you're not gonna have a good experience if you're not mobile, exciting, engaging, and being just a little in front of the booth, trying to introduce yourself to people.
Just say hi. It's so easy. You don't have to do anything special.
Right.
Just, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying? Did you get to meet Jay Cutler? Did you see Brian Shaw was over there? Did you see Olivia Reeves' gold? She brought a gold medal with her.
Right.
Just, it's opening it up.
What's your favorite thing about the expo?
What's your favorite thing about the expo? Yeah. Did you see dude over there deadlifting in his underwear?
His denim short shorts.
His denim short. Just anything. Just engaging with the crowd.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised what comes of it.
No, yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Every time.
And if that, I know I'm sure some people are out there like, I can't do that. That's really, really hard. I'm an introvert. You're going to have to turn it on. Like, turn it on, get out and make some friends. That's the most important thing I would say is, like, there have been so many cool stories that come out of the expo. And I know we've said this before. There have been businesses that have launched from the expo. There have been
Partnerships have
collaborations.
formed.
There have been people hired. All kinds of really cool stories coming out of the expo. I can't wait for the day when someone's like, "Oh, I met my fiance at the expo."
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. You know,
Roy, would you officiate our wedding?
oh Lord, no. That is not happening. The guy in the shorty shorts, he'll do it.
He'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his Instagram name? I want to give him a shout out. I think it's Bacon and Barbells.
And he's going to be there.
Oh yeah, he's got to be. It was the life of the party last year. All right, let's go down. So we've talked about being at the expo. If I missed anything, actually presenting at the expo, let me know because I don't.
No, I think we didn't.
I think we got it up. Follow up plan we've talked about. What one thing that you mentioned while I was writing all this stuff on this fun little whiteboard that you guys can't see at home, landing pages. Landing pages are something that I don't think enough people do, and I would say that similar to the top of your funnel. Like, top of your funnel could be your Instagram page. At the expo, the top of your funnel is when they're standing in front of you and there's stuff on the table. So if they're not going to buy, the QR code could be the top of your funnel.
Yeah.
And that leads to?
Well, and the reason I brought it up was we were talking about in today's marketplace with all the spam email we get. And I had a conversation with somebody who I was trying to get a hold of. We had talked back and forth in email before, but because I was sending him like an invoice or something from like the software, it was just going straight to their spam folder.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him. Oh, dude, I had no idea it was all my spam. I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, so the thought struck me. I was like, you know, regardless if we've went back and forth, conversated with emails, if it's not opted in, I know like if you send too many emails, it automatically starts sending your stuff to spam. There's different things. We were talking earlier about the doing all text type deal. So it's like, well, what if everybody just opted in? How do you do that? So scan here, goes to a landing page. You know exactly what it's for. Click here to opt in, enter your email.
Right.
Very simple.
Simple, and it's very trackable. So
yeah, you can put I almost said the hashtags. You can put the tag on it in your Klaviyo or Attentive or whoever you use
whatever your
for
CRM is.
Yeah, OmniSend. They're all great ones.
MailChimp.
They all you can tag it.
Right.
They all go into their own group, and then hey, if I only want to send out to people I met at the expo, they're all in one specific folder. Yeah.
So the rundown of events thus far is
segmented audience. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of the word.
That is very professional of you.
Thank you.
Let's run it down. As we approach landing the plane, you have to have an offer. If you have an offer, there's a fair chance that you can even promote that offer starting right now. Only available at the expo, right?
Which some people already have.
If you're a gym, it could be we have a fitness stage. You've signed up for the expo. You do a class. Those RSVPs start now. Have them getting those RSVPs locked in right now for that class. If you've always wanted to try out our gym, you may be from here, and you follow us on Instagram, and you haven't had a chance to come in and check out a free class. You can do that now. We're going to be at the expo. We're going to have a great time. Come join us out there, right? Hype that junk up. Build that offer and do it now. Promote it now. So there's that. Your value proposition, whatever the value is for people who aren't buying now at the event, that is what we were just talking about, landing page. That could be how they get it, right? If you scan this code, We'll send you a pass for our gym for a 21-day pass. We'll send you 50% off coupon code to try cryotherapy. We'll send you a free pass to get an IV, so on and so forth. That's the value proposition. You're going to give them something for their contact. They are signing up to be marketed to. That's not a secret. We all do it, right? So there's those big three things. Marketing materials. You're not going to get anybody to scan your QR code and see your value proposition if your marketing materials are vague or overcomplicated. Those two things are driving that car and you're swerving all over the place. And the best way to simplify all of that data is to is stick to the pain points of your business. Like your target demographic. Ask your customer base, what problems are we solving for you? Be the people that expertly solve those problems. That comes through on your marketing materials, your 4x6 card. If you've got something going on the digital billboards or the LED screen in the magazine that's going to be handed out.
What about the app?
Yeah, I didn't mention that yet. The app that is actually coming out today. It could be all of those things. Right, it's like Roy said. It's what Barbell Voodoo just did. It's consistency, clarity, simplification from start to finish. From the backdrop to the QR code to the email that follows. Like make it simple, but get that in place. Right. A lot of you are out there running a business without this stuff in place currently, and this will change the game for you. If you're wondering why your promoted ads aren't going anywhere, right? It's because you don't have a funnel. Like you can't just keep boosting posts and expect people to just follow you, and then what?
Exactly. And then what?
Like being Instagram influencer is like winning at the actual game of Monopoly. Like that paper money don't spend.
No, I remember when we first started Barbell Voodoo, we did our first event at a gym. We knew 20 people, 25 people, and then we sold our shirts. And then my big question after that was, and now what?
Right.
We've sold all we need. So it's the same thing, man. Like, hey, I'm starting a clothing business. And then what? How are you going to get your customers?
Right.
Just because you start one to have an Instagram doesn't mean diddly squat. So does everybody else.
No, you're exactly right. Man, the secret's in the funnel.
Yep.
When I talk to businesses, like this isn't Nashville Fit. We do marketing. This is what we do. What's your funnel look like? What's the health of your funnel? What do you mean? Okay, well, that tells me everything I need to know.
Yep, you don't know.
That's we're going to get on the phone call and we're going to build this funnel, because if I'm going to help you properly, I want to feed those leads to a place where I know they're actually going to get
serviced.
We can deliver, right? I can't deliver if there's no trickle down effect, right? So help me help you, help your clients. So at the expo, according to Roy, don't have a tent. If you do have a tent, light that sucker up. Light that sucker up. Have something that draws attention. There was a couple really, really good booths there last year. We had Ruck Nutrition definitely came in strong. We're excited that he's coming back. There's another clothing line. Who's the girl? I feel bad. Barbell does a great job.
Clone.
And then, is it Clone or Clone? Clone? I guess it's Clone. Yeah, Clone Apparel. She had
a great booth.
She came out swinging. Come out with it. Make it attractive. Make it awesome. Like I want to see it. I feel like sometimes it's like that the neighborhood Christmas decorations, the contest. Like we should award best booth.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be fun.
Why not?
Come flex your muscles and your creative ability. Engage everybody. Be nice, be friendly, shake hands, make friends. Make friends with the people that you're talking to. Engage them. Ask them the favorite part about the expo. What have they seen so far? What's their favorite competition? Did they meet Jay Cutler? Did they meet Brian Shaw? Where are they from? How was their workout this morning? Whatever.
Yep.
All those questions. What else am I missing?
That's the main stuff. Did you say you printed materials?
Printed materials. Oh, follow-up plan.
Yeah, follow-up plan. There you go. Yeah. Have a real follow-up plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Real follow-up plan in place. Hits their inbox on Monday. Ideally, it hits their inbox on Monday. If you hit them, the later you wait, the colder that lead could get. So if you had somebody who just forgot to make it back to your booth because they got, it's sensory overload.
And that happens.
It does happen. It happened to me with rock weights. I really wanted to rock weights, and I totally forgot to go back. And I shut we shut the event down.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed them. That stuff happens. If they were to send me a 50% off code the next week, I'd have been all over that.
Yeah.
Because I actually helped them. I felt them. I talked to the company. I saw how they worked. Don't miss out on that. You don't want those leads going too terribly cold. So I have a really good follow-up plan on that level, and then be ready to do it again next year.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Start preparing the plan immediately.
Yeah.
As we do.
Well, yeah, it's true. We have started working for next year already. And then if you do all of that stuff, and on some level, this could be, sometimes this is on them. Your expectation's too high. If you don't hit the metrics that you expected to hit, ask yourself this question. Not, what didn't the expo do for me, or what didn't that experience do for me? The question should be, what did I learn and how can I improve? Always.
No losses, only lessons.
Exactly.
That's what I always say.
No losses, only lessons. What did you learn?
Yeah.
So.
And hey, we're here too. Mm-hmm. Like if you have a business and you're wondering, hey, how can I best capitalize on the crowds that's going to be there? Hit us up, shoot us an email, give us a call.
Oh yeah, I love
spitballing this stuff.
I really do. I really love coming up with the plan. I've got a whiteboard in here now, so I can film it. Like we'll do it on the whiteboard. We'll get in the weeds. We really do enjoy it and are passionate about that type of stuff. So, if you this information, we talked about the Music City Fit Expo a ton here. This is every event. Mm-hmm. If you learn this and you can implement it, and you're thinking, well, I've got to invest some dollars in this, plus also in the expo. Yeah, but that investment will carry on from every event that you'll do, because it'll be automatic after that, and you can use some of that same materials. Maybe you're changing, changing some details slightly, but that is the plan. Like that's how you execute all of these events, no matter where you are. No matter the scale.
No matter the scale. We do the same marketing for the Arnold we do for our expo.
Yeah.
For Barba Voodoo, same stuff, same handouts, everything.
Yeah, it becomes another tool in your toolbox for business success. So, Roy, as we end this podcast, what are anything you want to leave with the good people listening?
No, if you're not going to be a vendor at the expo, grab a ticket, come on out, and just see what it's all about. If you're on the fence, no better way to dip your toe in the water than get on the diving board. So.
That's 100% true. If you're fit curious and you want to come out to the expo,
that's hilarious. That's the greatest thing ever.
we have a promo code for a 50% off ticket, and it'll be in the bottom of these show notes. And it requires the download of the Nashville Fit app that is now available. So you'll see that in the bottom of the show notes. So check that out. That's your way to half price ticket. Also, another important thing to think about is Nashville Fit. We own several other events as well. So if you like this event, you're excited about it, we do have marketing tiers that actually include all of our events for the entire year, and your marketing as well. And what we like to say is that we're a very approachable marketing company, so we can work with any budget, and that our marketing services are built like a gym membership. So there's something for everybody.
Yep.
And the funnest part about all that is you get our brains and the brains of our amazing staff to help you win. That's all we want to do.
That's it.
Help business.
Very
win.
simple.
Yeah. So guys, if you've enjoyed this podcast and you found it helpful at all, we ask that you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn on your notifications for Spotify or whatever platform you're on, so when one drops, you get to check it out first. We appreciate you. Please share it with your friends if you found it helpful on any level. Come say hi to us at the expo. We'll be a blur, but we'll definitely like to shake some hands.
As we drive by.
As we drive by on the golf cart or race by. Yeah. we look forward to seeing you all at the expo. Roy, it's always good to see you.
Yeah, nice digs here. I like it.
Well, more decorating will come. We'll make our space
This is
extra
very
warm and inviting.
clean and modern.
It is clean and modern, and maybe a little too clinical, but more improvements. Every podcast will look different here, I'm sure. Guys, we thank you again for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
See you.